Ladies and gentlemen, the Adult Baby Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode 162. IMB.
I'm Chic.
How you doing?
And you're never gonna get it just a smooth.
I like to throw a little wrench into it.
I know that you like to throw little wrenches, but you always fumble.
Yeah. So what?
And I don't mind it. It's almost like, what's he gonna fuck up today?
Well, because here's how I go about the announcement. I clear my head and I say whatever pops into it. That's what I do. And sometimes I don't follow through with what I'm fully, about to say.
Makes
sense.
sense.
I just like to watch your face because your face starts. You look at me and I half this show I just do to see what reaction I can get from you.
Okay, that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Why do you say yeah like that? It does.
No, I'm good. I'm glad. So here we are. First of all, off the bat, I got to get into it with you again because you have this thing. So we're gonna record every day. The time of the recording is always an issue with you. We usually always do it around the same time, 6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
around there. And there's always a text message. So what time? I need to know. Like, you need to know what time we're gonna do it. And I'm like 6, 7 o'clock, somewhere around there, like usual. I don't know.
No, you said 7. Question marks.
I said 7, 6, whatever you need.
No, you said 7.
Again, he deletes all of his texts. I don't want this show. I feel like this show is turning into us arguing a lot, and I don't want to do that.
No, we don't argue. But this is healthy, innocent arguing.
Yeah, it is. The bottom line was, I was like, I'm good with around whatever time in the afternoon. I work. I'm out usually after 5. And you're like, okay. And then, I don't know, an hour later, you're like, do you think we can do early? I like to do it early.
Because I get off earlier than you.
Right. You said
So then I'm just sitting around doing nothing. I'd rather do the show as early as possible than getting, like, relaxed and then having to do the show and then come home and have to relax.
Like, how relaxed do you get that you can't?
Well, I get into shows and stuff, and I start my watching, my binging.
You start your binging. That's what it is. Like, and I was like, why does he need to be there? Like, why do we have to do it at 5 o'clock?
I didn't say 5.
Originally, you said 5.
Well, I said 6, 5. I threw it out there.
You said 5.
And then
would
I
be
realized because today I actually had a longer day than usual.
Oh, what time did you get home? 3?
Later than normal. I got home later than normal.
3:30.
And it was just, I was like, you know what? When you said 5:30, I was like, let's do 6.
And then
6
that's
was
what
a
I'm
good
saying.
time.
So it always goes back to the same time, but you give.
Well, the time you said was 7, so it wasn't. We met halfway.
I said 7. I said 6:30 if that's easier, whatever.
It's always an issue. Never dull moment.
No, it's always an issue. My thing is this: you like to do it during the day. I look at it as like doing comedy during the day. It's like it's hard to do funny stuff when the sun is shining in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, fair enough.
I know that's.
But you never mentioned that aspect of it to me.
I haven't because it's really not that big of a thing. But
why your punchlines don't hit as hard during the day?
I knew you were going to say that because but there is something about that.
No, and I get the vibe at night. I do get it.
There's
for comedy.
Yeah.
To record a show. I mean, Howard Stern and Rogan probably doesn't do it at night. I mean, who knows what time Rogan.
Yeah, but they're also in a dark studio. You know what I'm saying? There's something.
Well, you shouldn't have then darken your.
What do you mean? Blackout blind. That's the blinds are on. I have the blinds up.
You have the window halfway open.
The blinds are broken. Okay, I broke them. But that's,
well, don't say they're down when they're not.
They're down enough. All I'm saying is you're a constant problem in my life. So I will
continue to be. I want to be a constant problem.
I know, and I love you for it. There's
always going to be that time where that problem goes away, and you're like, I miss a call from
God. Is this
annoyance chick?
Where are you going?
No, you never know.
Oh my God!
I could walk out of this door and get hit by a car. You never know.
No, that wouldn't happen.
It could.
No, it wouldn't. We're right on Main Street.
You're jinxing me now.
You would do more damage.
Crawl out of here.
You would do more damage to the car that hit you.
Shut up. My point is, be careful what you wish for.
My point is, every week it's the same thing, and then you're like,
so get used to it. It's part of our show.
You push for earlier, and then you end up going then pushing later, and then you're late anyway. It's mind-boggling. And we're 162 episodes in, and
we're over. I was thinking about it today with the double episodes because we didn't really do a ton. We did maybe 3 or 4 weeks of double episodes. We're pretty much at about 3 years doing the show, almost exactly.
Yeah,
we're probably within a week or two of the actual 3-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Would you have thought that we'd been here 3 years later?
Not at all. Not those first few episodes with you. Do you remember when T-Briz used to say something to you about your breathing into the mic, and you would just stop talking?
I would. But it was like my way to fight back would be like, okay, and just be a yes man.
Yeah, and you would lean back.
I'd almost try and tank the show.
You would tank the show. That's why T-Briz only lasted 12 episodes or whatever it was.
He lasted 29.
Oh, okay. Was it that much?
Yes.
That's
the reason why you get confused is because the 29th episode is with Chris.
Okay.
It's kind of funny how he was the last episode where Taylor quit, and then he was I don't want to say replacement, but
replacement. He replaced him.
He replaced him.
We have to get that episode.
We have to release it.
We've talked about it
numerous times.
A few times.
And I've asked Taylor, and he always tells me he doesn't even know if he has it.
It might, yeah.
I feel like he probably does somewhere. It might just be a pain to find.
Right, yeah.
Who knows? But we'll get it out of there. If he
eventually
has it, if it's there, it will be released.
Yeah, I know. I would love to.
I want to listen to it.
See, that's the thing. The further we get away from that, the more I want to go back and listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've tried to listen to our first few episodes with the articles.
Yeah.
And they're brutal.
Yeah, well,
I think that's why a lot of podcasts start and then stop right away.
Stop.
They don't push through not that we're experts by any means, but we have our own, we know what we're doing now, episode to episode to an extent, and we push past that. It's like when you grow in the beard, that itchy stage.
Yeah, exactly. There are some good episodes. There's some really funny things.
I'm not saying there wasn't any in the first. I'm talking about the first
the
6 episodes, the articles.
Yeah,
when we stopped doing the articles and we started doing stories and more of our lives between me, you, and Taylor, is when we started finding.
They were really funny.
Yeah, there was some funny ones, but the ones where we would just to get context.
Yeah.
Context. Because to get content, we would use the articles as like a crutch, and they were brutal.
They were brutal.
No matter how good the article is, it was just
the thing with that stuff too is like with a podcast, you can go back. So a lot of it, that's why podcasts, it's hard to do topical stuff unless it's huge stuff. Where little news stories that are happening right now, if you go back in 6 months, they're not going to make any sense, you know.
Yeah,
unless it's a huge thing.
But even if they were the dumb stories that we were trying to find, it was just it was like a segment. It's something that should have been a segment that we used as the format.
The whole show.
Yeah. And it was atrocious.
Oh, man.
Hated it.
Yeah.
But a funny thing happened to me this week, and you guys always tell me about my brain and my memory and how it's fucked.
It's awful.
It's awful. Good. It's not good. I had a senior citizen moment the other day, and I go to my gas station, and part of the problem is this is my gas station, my boys.
Yeah, I know what gas station.
Where I'm bullshitting with them. Every time I go there, I'm joking around with the gas station guys, and I go in there, I get my cigarettes.
By the way, can I stop you for 1 second? You're reading off of your phone?
No, I'm not reading.
Oh, okay. It looked like you're reading off your phone of something that you forgot originally. I'm like, wow.
No.
You really have a hard time remembering this story.
No, not at all. I got my cigarettes. I got my Dutches. If you don't want, I could do it with, not looking at it. And I paid for gas.
Okay.
Now, usually I get gas at the pump. It's a full-service gas station. But because I wanted to get other stuff, I walked in. And I get out. Get right in my car, go home, do what I got to do at my house. I was luckily running right back out. Get back in my car, and I look at my gas, and I'm like, did I leave without getting gas?
Oh, my God.
I pull back up to the gas station to make it funnier now. one of my buddies who I play, he's on my softball team, longtime friend, Mr. Dick Kerr, Gary, is at the gas station, and I pull up and I'm like, yo, what's up, Kerr? What do you know? He's like, oh, what's going on? And then I look at the gas station guy and I'm like, did I leave without getting gas?
Oh my God.
And the gas station guy looks at me, and now he sees that I'm talking to my buddy, and he's like, oh, he smokes too much, and he's got his hands by his mouth. And my buddy's like, hey, he's fucking shot. So I'm, then I want to get in my gas.
Wait, you already paid for the gas too?
Yeah, I went. I paid for my gas. I paid for my cigarettes. I paid for my Dutches inside.
Oh my
Got in my
God.
car, left. And
You're
then
an airhead. Like, there's something wrong with you.
But, like, I remember a lot of things, but it's like the short-term things that, like, if I want to do something, whatever, I'll forget. Like, my short-term memory is fucked.
Right.
I got to look into what pot affects.
Oh, I think it affects that.
It affects something.
Whatever it affects, it's not doing you good. Because you're like we even last week we were looking to record
I
that
almost have dementia. I've been watching Shameless this year, and
yeah.
Do you still watch it?
I've only watched. I'm only on the first season.
Okay, so I don't want to. I mean, do you care if
I'm assuming Frank has dementia.
At this point, it's 12 seasons. Yeah, Frank's starting to get dementia.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's not. It's a big storyline. It's one of the few shows. Sorry to completely sidetrack. That I still think is good with like Fiona leaves and like.
Oh, I didn't know Fiona left.
She's not dead. She doesn't nothing like just her character. They like goes
away. It's a big loss.
But it's later in the year, and then it's like whatever. But the show I still think is entertaining and it's still funny. But whatever. I feel like I have like dementia, and my grandmother had it, so I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting it at like 50.
Oh yeah, 50.
Well, I'm still trying to like think if I quit maybe.
Well, here, one other thing I want to have you do, if you could try not to delete your text, because I think that gets you into issues too. Deleting your text because you don't remember like what we talk about sometimes.
I'm gonna have to start doing like memento.
Yeah, just tattooing.
Just tattooing things on my body.
We were supposed to do a.
I love that movie when he's running away from the guy and he thinks he's chasing somebody, and then he realizes he's getting chased and shot at.
Oh my God,
dude, that movie's great.
I haven't seen that in a while. That movie was.
I might have to because it. I haven't seen it in a while, but if I do remember correctly, there are comical parts to the movie. I think
so. Yeah, I don't remember.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, I remember the tattooing himself a lot, and then I don't remember.
I remember the movie. I couldn't pick apart a lot of scenes like off the top.
So you remember movies very well
because my long term, like I remember my child. I don't. It's not my long term memory that's gone. It's like
short term.
If I went into your room and then I would go in there and be like, wait, what the fuck am I getting in here? You know what I'm saying? Or like if I was about to say something, why I cut people off, and then and then you like push me off, like wait,
I know.
And I'll forget
that
like so. I think it's a new memories. I have like a short term like, but they're not gone forever. You know what I mean?
The new memories?
Like, yeah, like I still, because I'll remember things.
They're not gone forever?
Because I could still make new memories and things I remember that happen. Like at work, I have to recall things that I do all the time.
Yeah.
So it's not like I can't.
So you remember some stuff.
I remember a lot of things.
a lot of it goes.
I just have shot moments.
Yeah. But like this past weekend, we were looking to record something that hopefully will come out soon. And
don't even get me started on this because I've been ready to rock.
I will
and
get you started
the other person are ready to go.
I will get you. Do you have like how is it being done? Do we have cameras set up? Like,
well, you were going to bring your cameras.
Part of the reason you didn't tell me that.
Well, obviously, you're the one who does the review. It's the review video.
Oh, okay.
We're going to record it like a review video, release it on YouTube under our platform.
All right, so we're going to review this movie.
Or we might even do it as a side thing where we maybe have our own YouTube page that we do with me, you, and downtown.
Okay. So this past weekend, I couldn't do it. And we had my fault.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
My fault. We committed to doing it this weekend.
Yeah, we committed a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and I realized I had a conflict of interest.
You didn't have a conflict. You scheduled something else after. I know you did.
No. I had it, dude. I had it in my calendar. I just didn't. I honestly didn't.
All right.
It was stupid on me. So when I said I couldn't do it, we decided on another date, right?
Yes.
And then a few days later, we're talking again, and Chick starts screaming at me through text. He starts telling me, "Oh, it's very disrespectful. It's not right. Now you're just being a jerk," or whatever you were saying.
I called you a douche.
Now you're just being a douche, and I was like, the whole time I'm like, yeah, but we have the next date set.
I thought that was a date that me and Ian agreed on, and you didn't.
That's why you need to have a little backup and keep some of your texts.
I do keep the texts that get hit a lot.
Okay.
But you should be one. But, like, I don't really save individual texts. But I don't know. I don't want to get into it.
What does that even mean?
Like, if you look at the only texts on here that I have, like, this is 2 from today. That's why they haven't been deleted yet. The only ones I save are group chats that are ongoing combos.
Okay. This was a group chat.
I have the adult babies. Yes, but little, like, chats that are brought, like, just added just for a quick, like, whatever. Okay. I usually don't, but now this might be an ongoing one. So
because I'll tell you why.
It might make the save list.
I'll tell you why I said that, though, because even me,
people
myself,
listening about how I do with my texts are just thinking, like, I'm crazy. I'm not justifying any of it. It's how I am. Blow me.
Well, here's the why. Because even I didn't remember, so I had to go back in my text and make sure I agreed to the next date. And I was like, oh, yeah, I agreed.
You could have said you did agreed or didn't. I don't have the text anyway.
I've learned that, too. I've learned that. All right, go on.
So, what do you mean go on? You were the one.
No, my job was texting me. I know that bothers you.
No, I wasn't. I didn't even. That was seamless because I thought you were looking to see the text.
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
One other thing. I got my head inspected on. So
take your hat off,
dude. It's nasty.
Please let me see it. Take your fucking hat off.
Can I tell you why?
No, I don't want any preparation. Please get closer. It looks like something's growing. It looks like a science experiment in a petri dish. Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like. It should be in a petri dish.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, so this is what they do. There's a reason why it looks like that. So if you didn't listen to a few weeks ago, I had this thing on my head that I had to get removed. So they first do this procedure.
I feel like it's a pet because I've seen this thing transform.
I know,
and now I feel like it's gonna die.
Well, now it's dying. You're watching it die away.
I watched it grow and blossom, and now I'm watching it get old and decrepit. Jesus Christ!
The life cycle
of a basal cell carcinoma. Of a basal cell carcinoma on B's head.
Holy! By the way, so I talked about this a few weeks, probably like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and they had to go. This thing on my head, they had to like slice it off like it was deli meat. I had a whole issue.
You freaked out because you thought you were losing all your blood.
I thought I was going to bleed out on the room. You know. So the next thing was they gave me like 2 options. I could do this. The less invasive thing was they go back and they just basically they scrape whatever the bad stuff is gone. They scrape it out, and then they take like an electric thing and they zap it like they electrocute it or something. That's not the right word. Electrocute.
They shock it. Probably.
Shock it. I don't know.
It's probably
zap it
like a
buzz it.
No, it's. I don't know if it's
like laser.
No, like laser, but like like fucking think not chemo, but radiation. Like a radiation shot.
No, it wasn't radiation. It's not radiation.
I'm not saying I don't mean it as like in like cancer treatment, but like my father was able when he had something on the back of his eye. They go in and it's like a shot,
like a laser.
Yes, but it's a radiation shot.
Yeah, maybe that. I think
you know what I mean. I don't think it's not like it's a laser that just like there's got to be something in it.
Well, lasers do stuff, man. You can fix your whole eyeballs with lasers. There's usually
something in the like it's a laser of something. When you just say laser, you're just sounding like pew pew pew, and they shot your head and it just cleaned it up.
So they did that, but they buzz it. They do this laser thing, whatever it is, electric
freaking lasers.
So, and it was fine. It didn't look bad. He just fixes it up. And then what happens is they give you this cream that I have to put on every day. It's called Aldara. You can look it up.
What was the other, before you get into the what was the other option?
The other option was I would have to get like it would require like a surgery where
They just go in and take it. They remove it.
They stitch it up, and it would have to.
They would remove it and stitch it.
No, I'd also have to get like a
Graft or something on it.
not a graft. What's the
Skin graft?
No, it's not a skin graft. I don't know.
Like surgery, like
It's
plastic surgery.
Yeah, plastic surgery.
Which is like they probably put a skin graft on it.
Maybe. I
Just
don't think it's skin graft. But
What you're making it seem like they're just so gross. It's just something to, I think, patch up.
what is it? Take some skin from my ass and sew it on my forehead.
I don't know where they would. I don't know what they would do. I'm
I
just
don't
guessing.
know. It seemed like
something to cover the spot because
Yeah.
that's not gonna ever. It's not gonna just heal.
it will
and look
It-
normal.
It does.
Well, because you went this route.
Yeah. So this route is actually it's less invasive. The only
But it
issue
just looks gross.
the only issue is that. So
what is that I'm looking at?
what you're looking at is like it looked fine. Like 2 days after they did the little slice, it looked
Because
fine.
that looks worse than it's ever.
Yeah. So what they do is they
Did
do
they
the
tell you
slice.
it's going to get worse
They-
before it
yeah.
gets better?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Did they really?
Yeah. Basically, this thing kills anything like.
Oh, it looks like it killed that part of your head. Looks dead.
Yeah.
It looks like there's something growing, and it literally looks like. If anybody's wondering, you know when they put mold in a petri dish, and then it just starts growing like hairs and shit. Like that's what
There's
it
no
looks.
hair. There's
I'm
no-
just.
It's.
Dude, take a picture and put it on Instagram and see the comments.
I don't want
It's
to. No,
fucking
I don't want
gross.
to. I have a
Like, don't try and butter it up,
No,
buddy. That shit is fucking.
I have
disgusting.
a line. I'm not throwing this on Instagram. Yeah, it's nasty. But I knew it was going to be like this. But to me, it's the easier way. Even
Just put a hat on.
because
your
I'll
head.
just throw a hat on, and it's like it is what it is.
That can't be comfortable with the hat.
No, you know what it is? Because it's like right up here, so it's not in the brim of the hat.
Okay, I thought it was
So-
on the brim.
No, that's why I'm wearing an extra big hat. By the way.
Doesn't look extra big. It actually looks short, small.
Yeah, but it's like a whatever. But anyway, I freak out at this place, of course.
Again,
Yeah, but I was much better.
with the less evasive one.
Yeah, because
you
you
need
still
to
bleed.
just get knocked out and wake up,
Dude,
done.
I swear, if they could knock me out, I
Why
would do
can't
it.
they?
Because they don't just knock people out for the sake
But
of knocking
you're
you out.
not like you're a special circumstance.
No.
I almost consider you like a kid or a patient with, and I'm not no disrespect to anybody, but like a
That means
mentally
disrespect is coming.
mentally
Mentally
challenged,
challenged?
where they need to like sedate them before they could work on them
Well-
because they don't react well.
You know what? It's not that I did move away from the chair once. I told you I do a lot of like up and down.
Oh my
And
God.
so before, there's usually the same nurse, but this time it was a different nurse. So I had to like warn her about I was like, listen, this is who I am.
Do you get annoyed when it's new because they don't
No,
know
I
you?
kind of.
Or do you like having a new?
I gotta be honest.
because then they don't know that you're a weirdo, and you feel like maybe it won't happen today.
No, I kind of like. There's something that I like about the comfort of telling people that I'm a little messed up. I'm gonna freak out, and they kind of like it's fine. Like we've seen awful stuff. I'm like, you've probably heard about me in here because I freak out.
I love
They
how
give me
you always
lollipops.
say you've heard about me. No, they don't talk about you. They just they all know when you walk in.
The
that it's gonna be a long
dermatologist has
day.
definitely talked about me. But here's the thing: what bothered me was right before the doctor comes in, I heard the nurse in the hallway. They like shut the door in the doctor's room.
Yeah.
And I'm always listening. I'm listening to when he's gonna. You want to hear the footsteps of him walking down. He's grabbing
Yeah.
the chart. So they get right outside of outside of my door of the doctor's office, and the nurse says something. She whispers it, but I can tell it's sort of like this guy's trouble, And
it's not even like trouble, like you're gonna curse him out and you're a difficult
Right,
patient.
yeah, no.
It's just he's a nut. You gotta really coddle this.
And the
one.
guy knows, and he knows me, but I heard a sigh. Like the doctor sighed. He's like, and
like, because don't you realize how much of an annoyance in the day
yes.
you are?
And here's the other thing I did. As soon as the thing was over, I said I apologized. While both the doctor, I can't talk, the doctor and the nurse were in the room, I said, I want to take this time to apologize to the both of you. I said, I pride myself on not being a bother to people in the real world. That's true. Like, I've told you this. I don't want to bother people.
You go so far out of your way to try not to, where you usually have the reverse.
It's a
effect.
detriment. I understand that. But I tell them, I'm like, that's the kind of guy I am. Like, I go out of my way to not bother people in the real world. And this is the one time where I let loose, and I know I'm bothering you, and I want you both to know that I fully apologize. And they kind of accept my apology.
Because you're not a dick. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm not.
So they feel bad hating you. Like they don't like you, but they like you.
They do like me. They do like the doctor likes me a lot.
Like because they like you. You're an annoying. Like you're just like that guy I like, but he's just. Every time it's something else. It's just a difficult.
It's a part of his day where it's like maybe the way I'd like to think of it is maybe he sees me on his list and he goes, "All right, they threw a little curveball at me. I have to deal with this,
today. This is where I make my money."
It's not. This is where I make 90% of his patients. He just scrapes something off of them. Sends them on the way.
They don't want to be there. He doesn't want them there. And it just, boom.
Yeah.
But you just got to put a little extra TLC.
And the other thing, I'm constantly talking to him throughout the whole thing. I'm like, so what is that? Like, he's trying to make small talk with me, and I'm disregarding him, but I'm talking to him about...
He's trying to take your mind off it, and you're focusing on everything that's going on that's being done.
Yeah, so whatever. It got done, and now I have this thing on my head again for the next month.
You have that gremlin growing off the top of your head.
For the next month.
Don't get it wet.
Oh my god, my life is
crack myself up.
You could.
You didn't. That was a great joke.
No, I got it. Yeah,
gremlin.
It was a
good joke.
I got it.
For my 80s babies.
So you
I do have a game for you.
No. You got the vaccine. I was
going to go. I was just going to say. You don't let me finish. I was going to say I have a game for you, but I did want to talk about me getting the vaccine.
Okay. All right.
Because you were checking up on me, which I appreciate. Not checking up, but you sent me a couple texts, how'd it go, and whatever.
Yeah.
Do you not remember? Like you're looking at me like you didn't.
Well, no, I don't know what you're talking.
Yes,
you said I have a game for you.
Well,
you were checking up.
I said, but before I get into the game, I want to talk about me getting the vaccine.
Okay.
You got it? You with me?
Yeah, I'm just
okay.
Sometimes I don't think you're on a radio show and you just speak and I don't know what you're saying.
Well, okay, that's fair enough. Touche.
Go on.
So you were checking in on me
after you got the vaccine.
Well, I think it was might have something before, and then after whatever, you're like, let me know how it goes, and I feel like as you think about yourself in these situations. And I'm not saying I'm better or worse, but I don't mind shots and stuff. Like, to me, with this vaccine, I was like, I'm going to get it. If something happens, it happens. Like, I really didn't care. So
I project myself onto others.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated because you care. So it was nice. So it was not the same place that you went to.
Yeah, you said Stony Brook and you were in the Hamptons.
Because it was Stony Brook Southampton.
Campus.
Yes. So it was Stony Brook, but it was their Southampton campus.
Right.
An hour away.
Yeah, that's.
So I'm talking to our Jess, who was on the show, the nurse.
The adult babies have a private nurse.
We have a private nurse.
Okay. Shout out to Jess. She's our private nurse. So you were going back and forth with her already.
I was going back and forth with her. When you told me that was the same place.
You already have become a nuisance in her life. Like,
yes.
And you only met her once.
I've met her once. I've yet to really hang out with her or anything other than the half hour that she was on the show.
Yeah.
And she already hates me.
On Zoom, by the way. You've never met her in person, I don't think, right?
What, didn't we do that show live? No, that was on Zoom.
That was on Zoom.
I forgot that was.
You did see her at one of my comedy shows, but...
Did I? That was the one I took her seat.
Yeah.
Well, but she didn't even know that happened.
Yeah,
so no, I didn't even talk to her that night.
You barely even.
I don't even really know her.
Yeah.
But you know me, I have no shame.
Of course.
So I shoot her an instant messenger, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm going to the same place that you work at to get my shot. Are you working this day?" And she was like, "No, I'm not. I wish B would have told me."
Which I did, by the way.
Whatever. Listen, I don't care if she was. I don't need her to coddle me while I get the shot.
Yeah, you're not me.
But I had some personal questions I wanted to ask her that were, and this is where she got completely annoyed at me. I don't know if she was really annoyed. You can never tell through Messenger. But I'm not her. She's probably not my. She's not my biggest fan. So I was like, listen, does me smoking pot, will that intertwine with me getting the vaccine at all? And her first thing was, so you're gonna drive high? And I said,
that's the least of your problem.
You should not worry about that.
Yeah.
I said, one, I took driver's ed on pot. I drive probably more under the influence under pot than I do sober.
Yeah.
So I'm fine. That wasn't even a thought. So I was like, now back to the question at hand. Can I take it? Like, can I smoke pot? And then I was like, so I'll smoke pot there. Just to tell her that I wasn't going to drive, even though we know I was going to do it on the way there. And she's like, please don't. There's military everywhere. So now she's just getting stressed out and annoyed.
Because this is what you do.
But I don't. This was a simple.
Chick lives stress-free.
I do.
But you stress everybody else around.
I was just asking her a question that I thought she would be like, wow, this kid's an idiot. But yes, you can smoke. They have nothing to do with each other. Mm-hmm. Which I think she did eventually say, yes, you can smoke, but you're a fucking idiot. I get there. I take a picture of the waiting room. Okay, so one, I go in there. Once you make an appointment, apparently there's no checks and balances when you're in there to make sure you should be getting the shot.
Yeah, not with me. Remember my situation?
Yeah, but other than giving an ID, and they didn't ask me. I brought like my essential worker paperwork. Yeah. I told the guy, I'm obese. I told him, I said, if you want me to take off my shirt, I can prove it. I said, and because the kid was like wisecracking the whole time.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate a wise ass who's helping me.
Yes, I like that.
Some people get annoyed, like you think, like the kid's probably seeing 100 people. He needs to pass his day at whoever's expense. So whatever. So like we were bustling, we were having some fun, and I was like, I'll take off my shirt to prove. I promise you, I'm obese.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, there's no need. But if they want, they can check you there.
We could tell through your.
We can tell you're a fat bastard. But other than my ID in the beginning, there was like the kid's like, nah, you got it.
That's how you know.
Like once you're there, they assume that you've been screened.
That's how you know that things have changed in the last month. Because
but this was still before the ban went from, they got lifted to 30 now, or downgraded to 30.
But still, it seems like now they're.
It just seems like the people take like the screening online was, I could have lied.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to prove that I look like, everything was just on the honor system.
I know a skinny guy that got an obese shot today. He told us last night. He's skinnier than both of us.
You could almost avoid the question where it's like, do you fall under this list? And the list is like pre-existing obesity, and it's like 1,000 other things, and you could just kind of avoid it and be like, I fall under the list, without saying without saying you have anything. So that was a little like, this is like, to the people who were like having so much trouble. I even started telling people, like, just book your appointment.
Now I think it's very
I was like,
easy.
well, now you can. Now it's like whatever. But I was like, the last couple of weeks, I was like, just book it. And once you're there, I promise you, they're not. Once you're there, they're happy you're there. They're not sending you back. Yeah. The state just wants the numbers anyway of people vaccinated, so it doesn't really matter. But now I get to the vaccination part, and the kid who's it was the gentleman who was giving me the shot. Was going to give me my shot. He's like, right or left arm. I always choose left because I feel like, God forbid anything bad happens. Yeah, it's my weak arm anyway. Yeah, is that right though?
That's
you think
exactly what we all do?
We all do, right? That's just common thing. All right, I thought so. So he sees my Knicks tattoo, and now, dude, we like start talking about the Knicks to the point where we're both like, but the Knicks are the ones who are rolling right now, and talking to anybody about the Knicks right now is like, you feel like we're a championship team. And we're only 500 or a game above 500.
Lost one last night, tough one, but
Yeah, but you know what they would do for a win, Miami? They would lost us 6 previous, and it is what it is. We'll be fine. But talking to people about it, it was just like, everybody's so happy.
It's exciting.
It's just like to the point where I was like, dude, I almost want to cry when they win. He's like, I know, bro. Like the guy was.
I said this, man. New York is a basketball.
New York
town.
is such an like once the Knicks are
It's
roll,
a baseball town, but like
everybody loves them.
If the Knicks are good,
every other team's split. You have
Yeah.
half the people who hate the Yankees, half who love them, and it's like that with the Giants, Jets, whatever. Islanders,
I don't
Rangers.
know any Nets fans.
Well, the Nets don't count.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's not a real New York team. Right. And the only people who are Net fans are the people who live in the borough of Brooklyn just because it's in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
but
they're
whatever.
Not even fans.
They're not even real fans. Half of them are still Knicks fans.
Yeah.
The game at the excuse me.
No.
The game that was at the Barclays, there was more Knicks fans there. You could hear them.
Of course. All right, I can't deal with you sneezing.
Well, I have to sneeze.
I don't know. Just
I'm fine.
Okay, go on.
So the kid's talking Knicks, and as he's talking, boom, gives me the shot. I thought he was like getting my arm ready and just gave it to me. I was like, oh, that was it?
That shows how unaware you are.
Well, no, he was getting my arm ready, but there was a lady sitting in front of me who I thought was like the one who was going to give the shot, and I thought he was just prepping my arm. And then he went over it, and I see him coming with the needle. I'm like, oh, boom. And he
You're like a child that they just hold a candy bar in front of. She's like, oh, I'll talk about the Knicks or something to this idiot. And you start, yeah, it's great. I love, quickly. And Randall's been great. And boom, like,
I was so happy talking about the Knicks. I didn't even care about this. They could have given me heroin. I wouldn't have fucking made
that's
a difference.
why when my doctor talks to me about comedy, I'm like, oh, yeah, all right.
And I'm just thinking how total opposites
you just
and I don't have any less anxiety than you. It's just where our anxiety lays are just totally different places.
Totally different.
Totally different. And so now I get into my waiting room, and I'm thinking we didn't even notice yet that we're at the different places until I take a picture of my whole gym.
Yeah.
Because all this was a line of like a gymnasium with a line of chairs 6 feet apart, and it's like this is the other thing. Sit here for 15 minutes.
The 15-minute waiting room.
Yeah, the 15 minutes after you get the shot, and they're like, they give you the time, like, oh, when it's this time, you could just leave. Nobody checks your card to make sure you're leaving on time. Nobody's offering you anything if you don't feel okay. Yeah. So I'm just sitting in the thing. I'm putzing around on my phone, texting, my family. Oh, I got the shot. Mm-hmm. Everybody's, how you doing? I'm like, I literally just got it.
Yeah.
So far, so good. Knock on wood. But it was just sore for a couple days. I didn't really have any side effects. And then I smoked more pot on the way back. I was high as a kite by the time I got home. It was a 2-hour drive, and I basically took 5 minutes to get the shot.
Well, I'm glad it's in you, the first one. I was saying to all of my inner circle of friends and family has either got the full vaccine now or halfway there.
That's a good thing. I'm starting to know a lot of people because the more people that I know got it, that's your circle. You don't mind hanging out with certain people.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got it, but you were totally in a different area than I was because you were like.
Well, then I sent you so I sent you the video of where I was, and you go, "Where are you?" I said, "Stony Brook, Southampton." So then, when we finally realized that we're not in the same place, I messaged Jess, and I told her everything went great, smooth sailing. I said the most nerve-wracking part was driving through the campus with the military all around. Yeah. Not even that listen, military just intimidates me when they're the ones directing you.
It does.
I didn't think pot's basically legal. I'm not worried about anything, but it's just military. Like I was more nerve-wracking
and
with
those guys
my
aren't
car
gonna smell pot and be like, all
right,
right,
don't give a shit. Yeah. They don't care. They're not there to enforce law. They're there to make sure you don't fucking try and kill somebody.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
And then I told her, I was like, and I was at the one in Southampton. I wasn't even at yours. So please don't work on the my next shot.
Yeah, because she was looking forward to actually doing your shot.
Well, now that she doesn't like me, because
she does like you. What are you
now you could tell her whenever she responds, she's a very I love her sense of humor because she's very I don't even know how to put it. She's not vulgar, but she's just she hits me with an insult.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you're ridiculous. And that's it. Mm-hmm. There's no, I like to bullshit with people. So just be like, all right, fuck me then. And then it would be like, you're ridiculous, and that's it. Yeah. So she doesn't like to talk to me as much as I probably would talk to her. But
I think that's all people in general.
That's She's lucky.
Do a podcast with you.
She's lucky I wasn't like, because I was almost like, yo, why are we talking on instant messenger? Just give me your phone number.
You guys don't even have a phone. You didn't even exchange phone numbers?
Well, I don't. You're the one who was friends with her, and I kind of met her just through the show. I'm not going to just. I feel like when you ask somebody for their number, they're like, why? And,
yeah, that's true.
It's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
So.
No, definitely with you, it's definitely unnecessary. I agree.
Definitely unnecessary. But that was me. I do have the vaccine. I'm about
Good.
a week
I'm
in.
glad.
So far, so good. Knock on
Very
wood.
happy.
And I think April 14th, I'm getting the second one, or whenever it is, whatever the date may be. But so last night, I was thinking. I said, I wonder how well B knows me. Because you're pretty much, one of my best friends these days, and we do this show and we talk about our lives.
Yeah.
But are you always paying attention?
I feel like I pay attention more than you pay attention on your own life.
If somebody asked you, would you say, do you know Chic well, what would you say?
I feel like I do know you pretty well.
Okay. I gave I gave this test to a former guest, friend, and
Lover?
lover of the podcast, B. Dunn.
Okay.
And he knows me.
By the way, B. Dunn, and once again making moves on.
Oh, he's at it again, the trolling. I think this one was Cuomo.
Yeah, gotta love
It was actually, if you want to go on Twitter and look for Cuomo's recent tweets, and you'll see Don Baldini.
The Don Baldini strikes again.
Strikes again. Speaking of Twitter, do you see the Michael Rappaport and Kevin Durant are going at it?
I saw something I didn't read.
Kevin Durant is a racist asshole. He hates white people.
Does he?
The whole time he was calling them it was like, I want to call you a cracker, motherfucker, but I'm just going to call you pale. But he kept on reiterating it, like, you pale motherfucker,
yeah.
whatever. Fuck Kevin Durant. He's an asshole
I'm
anyway.
not a fan of Kevin
Listen,
Durant, but
I love Michael Rappaport. I do think what he did was kind of pussy. He just posted what Kevin Durant was saying in their DMs because they were having an argument, which I thought was kind of a Bush League move.
So you're pro-white guy is what you're telling me?
No, I thought that was a Bush League move, posting it.
Interesting.
But I think Kevin Durant is an asshole.
Yeah,
I hate
okay.
Kevin Durant
Right.
for numerous reasons.
Yeah.
But anyway,
All
so
right,
I was thinking, how well does B know me? So I put some questions and a multiple choice.
Yeah.
Which,
By the
after
way,
giving these to Dunn, I think the multiple choice makes it harder.
4th game in 6 episodes, but we'll roll with it. This show is not going to become a game show, we promise you. But
B's very nervous about that, and he has to comment on that. But
course
don't
I
worry,
do.
it won't.
Yeah, I do.
Well, that's because B texted me last night. I said, what do you got for the show? He said, not much. I said, oh, okay.
I always got a little something coming.
So, that being said, this game is called How Well Do You Know Chic?
All right.
Or How Well Does B Know Chic?
How?
I wish Chris was here, too. Chris would go 0 for 10.
Yeah, probably.
Dunn, who knows me very well, only got, I think, 4 or 5 right. So
Really?
I'm
Okay.
expecting you to get 1 to 2, unless
1 to 2. See,
I think the multiple choice, I almost feel like if I gave you these questions without multiple choice, you would be more likely to get the question right. I think the multiple choice will make you second guess yourself, if that makes sense.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, because I know you on, I feel like
listen, it's not the real judge if you know me.
I feel
but
like
these
I know
are
you very
special
well, but
little
yeah.
factoids where I want to see how well you're listening
and
on
you
the show.
said that you've mentioned these on the show?
I am 99.9%.
How do you know that you've
because I know what I've talked about in my life.
You don't.
I know what I've talked about.
You have short-term memory loss. How do you know?
Short term, but I remember long term. We've been doing
Okay,
this 3
okay.
years. 3 years, B. So, I wish I put more time into the order of the questions, but as I think of them, I write them down. And I don't like to go back and forth because I'll
What
screw
is
up.
that about you? You did that last time, the last game. You're like, this question should go last, but I have it here first. we could do that.
I'm not good at doing stuff like that off the top of my dome, like fly. I'm not.
Well, it shouldn't be off the top of your dome. You could like put a little effort in.
I did the whole thing. It's
this
effort.
Is effort. All right. So let's see what this is.
I almost want to start off with the bonus question. No, I'm not.
You could do whatever you
No,
want.
I'm not. Question 1. Why did Chic wear a patch in kindergarten and first grade? A, had an obsession with pirates. B, had a lazy eye. C, his brother accidentally poked him in the eye while play fighting. Or D, none of the above. He never wore a patch.
You had a lazy eye.
That was a fucking softball.
Okay.
You got that right. I'm going to keep track.
What did you think? I was going to say you had an obsession with pirates?
I thought you might have thought that my brother, I don't know.
No, you've told the story on the show.
Brother,
I do remember that.
I told you. I've mentioned everything on here, so you should get 10 out of 10 if you were.
You should get 1 to 2. You should get 10 out of 10. What should I get, Chick?
Well, I'm having trouble marking this, so I'm just going to put correct.
You could put a Y and an N next to it.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. 2.
Yeah.
Why did I shit on the side of the road, carpooling with my family and another family, visiting our siblings at college in Maryland? A, because I had anxiety. B, I ate bad Chinese food. C, I had a delicious Cinnabon. D, this never happened.
Okay, I remember this story.
I told you, I talked about everything.
I don't exactly remember. For some reason, Cinnabon is popping into my memory. Is it C, Cinnabon?
C, Cinnabon. I had a Cinnabon around Jersey. By the time I hit Maryland, oh boy. I did not. I thought that one, I didn't know if you remember that story.
I remember that story, and right away you said Cinnabon, something popped up in me, so I guess I remembered it.
Oh, that's great. What college did I get a degree from? SUNY Farmingdale. I never went to college. Hofstra. Or did I go to school and not have any degrees?
I think you're a lot like me. You went to school and didn't have any degrees.
That would be correct. Wow. 3 for 3.
So I've already beat what you've given me. I might get 1 to 2. I've already gotten more than that.
Yes, you are killing it. Did you have to backspace that? I mean, knock on that backspace.
What are you saying? Just continue with your awful game.
What? What? You know I get annoyed if you say that.
I know.
Question number 4.
You know what annoys me? Your game show voice. Question number 4.
Where did I lose my virginity? The bathroom floor of my friend's house? The woods?
Special spot for you. Yep.
There's a lot of people laughing at that one. The hotel during prom weekend? Or was it a local gentleman's club?
I think it was a hotel during prom weekend.
That bothers me that you're wrong on that. It was in the bathroom floor of my friend's house.
That was my first thing, and yeah, all right.
You want to know why I won't forget that because whatever, nobody forgets their first for the most part.
I'm sure she forgot it.
Do you remember the song by Shaggy?
I did it
that came out right around that time.
Oh my God!
Banging on the bathroom floor.
How romantic! I used
to love that song. Oh,
how romantic for that girl. How fondly does she look back at that memory of the cold tile and the sweaty, warm man above her? Gross.
Oh, so you are 3 for 4. Question number 5.
By the way, I'm glad I got that one.
Why?
I don't need that in my memory bank.
Shut the fuck up. I don't need that in my memory bank, he says. All right. So, what's so funny?
Watching you fumble through your phone to get to the next question. That's what's funny.
How many times have I been arrested? Ooh. A, 0.
Okay. No.
B, 1. C, 2. D, 3. And if so, what were they for?
I mean, we all know the obvious. Part of me wants to... Could this be a trick question?
No, because there's an answer.
Okay. I'm going to say 1. But I believe it's probably 2.
So what are you going to say?
Because I only know of 1, but I can't imagine you only getting arrested once. It's hard to, the one thing that I know.
You could talk about that one. You don't have to sugarcoat it.
Yeah, no, you got arrested at your old job.
Why?
Because you were funneling money into your pocket or something. I don't know. I feel like there must have been a pot incident in there somewhere. But I'm just going to say 1.
All right, so you are wrong.
Okay.
It was 2.
It was 2.
The first time, same job, was I got okay, so this is actually a funny
Wait,
story.
you got arrested twice with the same job?
But one of them, the first time, was my manager's fault. I swear on my life.
Typical criminal.
No, swear to God.
Yeah.
And he
I
paid
believe
for
it.
a lawyer to get
All
the
right,
shit
so
thrown
what happened?
out.
I don't think you've ever talked about this on the podcast.
I haven't. No, yes, I have. I've mentioned that I've been arrested twice with the company. I didn't go into full details.
I don't remember you ever saying twice, but all right, go on.
So the first time was the first week on the job.
Are you serious?
Swear to God, I get gas. Well, they give me a gas card.
Yeah.
A corporate gas card. You work there, you
Yeah,
know how the
I'm-
deal is.
I did that too. I never got arrested.
Never explained to me what to do with the gas card. Like, he just gave me the card to get gas first.
Would you buy sweatpants with
No,
it?
he forgot to tell me that you have to input a driver ID number,
Okay.
or else it won't go through.
Yeah.
I was trying all the numbers on the card. It wouldn't work. I was at the gas station for an hour calling the store because I couldn't leave. And he couldn't figure, like, he didn't know what the card number was, like what the gas station number was, which he should have. This is why I blame him completely. And he goes, dude, you got to get the fuck out of there. He goes, you got to be at this place by 11. And I have to drive out east and then back west.
Okay.
And I had, like, he sent me out of the store at 8. It was like 9 o'clock, and I had to be at the West Place at fucking 11, and I still had to drive out east. So I am calling my manager, the number on the gas card. There's no way we can get it, right? So I tell the gas station clerk, write the card number down. I said, I can't stay here all day with you. I said, listen. I said, I have to leave. Like, I said, I have to go. He's like, no, you can't. I was like, all right, give me the card.
You already filled the gas up?
Yeah. This was the weirdest thing. I went, and the pump was working. So I put in like $60, whatever those cars. Like, I filled the fucking thing up. It was like $50, or
Yeah.
it was expensive.
And you didn't have that money in your pocket.
Why would I think to pay?
Well, because...
Oh, no, I didn't have it. It was like $80, and no, I didn't have it. And if I did have it, I probably would have never fucking paid
But you
anyway.
couldn't have put your credit card down and be like, give me a receipt so my company could just give me this money.
Yeah.
Which would be the thing that a normal person would do.
My guy's telling me I got to go.
Yeah, okay.
So I asked the guy at the thing. I told him, write the card number down. I don't know if he ever writes it down or whatever. I said, I need the card. I got to make a phone call. On the back, I need the card. Make the number on the back. I go in the car, and I just leave. I get back, finish my day. Now I'm taking a commercial vehicle on fucking parkways to get these things done.
Oh, my God. So you're breaking multiple laws.
I broke every rule in the book on that first one. Get my deliveries done. Get back to the gas station. Get back to my job.
Yeah.
This is when I worked at the Massapequa store a long time ago. You know my manager.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, should I go back there and, like, fix this? And he goes, nah, if it's an issue, they'll call. It's a Sherwin-Williams truck.
Right.
I said, you sure? He's like, yeah, if it's an issue, he goes to corporate card.
At this point, did you guys have the card number?
Well, now he tells me what I needed. So now next time I'm like, oh, Like, why couldn't you just tell me this? Like, he couldn't explain it. He, like, where, like, whatever it was. So I never had an issue again.
It's like a 4-digit code.
Yeah, it's a 4-digit code. He didn't know it off the top of his head.
Got it.
Didn't know where it was. I was giving him every number. There was an ID number on there, but it was the old one.
Right, yeah.
So that one didn't work. So he goes, don't worry about it. Like, if there's an issue, they'll like, you were in a Sherwin-Williams van. Like, you were there, like, you gave them the card. Like, I'm sure they know they're not going to get robbed from Sherwin. Like,
yeah, you look like a trustworthy guy.
No, but he's like, it'll come back to us.
Give me that card. I got to make a call. And a Sherwin-Williams truck peels off onto a parkway.
I tell you, it is about 10 months later. I mean, literally, I started there in the spring. I get a call from my manager. He goes, "Oh, do you remember that whole gas thing?" He goes, "A detective called me. The gas station has been trying to track us down for months, and they couldn't, like, whatever they were trying to get to corporate.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. They finally tracked the van back to our store. They called my manager."
So they were probably looking at videos of you.
Yeah, they said, and the exact words my manager tells me is, "I spoke to the detective. He wants you to call him just to explain what happened. He said he saw the footage that you were there for an hour."
Oh, my God.
They're aware that it was a mistake, and it wasn't like you didn't go there to steal gas. He goes, he just wants to hear your side of the story. Call them back. So I'm like, well, why didn't you just, like, I'm thinking, why didn't you just you're the manager. This was, whatever. I call him up. The detective tells me, "I can't take your report over the phone. You
Disposition?
What?
What is it?
You said I can't take your statement.
Yeah.
You got to come into the precinct, and we'll take it down."
They're going to put you in that room, that 48-hour room.
Doesn't tell me, just tells me come down. Well, whatever.
All right, Chick. So what we have here
So now I call my parents, because I'm in my mid-20s at this point, and I'm like, "Do you guys think I should, like, this is a little..." He wants me to come down to the precinct for the statement. Like, doesn't he think that's a little weird? And they're like, "Well, I was like, he told me he didn't think I did anything wrong." Like, he told, like...
Yeah, that's what they tell us.
So I asked him, I said, "What time should I come down?" He goes, "Come tonight at midnight."
What?
I go, "What?" He goes, "Midnight." I said, "You don't work during the day? Like, I just can't come by during the day?" I find out weeks later the reason why he does this is because it's a scam for a policeman, and this is a cop who told me this. He's like, he only had you come there so he can get overtime. Wow. Fucking piece of shit. Wow. This is why I have a lot of issues with cops, and I don't care about everybody else.
And cops have a lot of issues with you.
Fuck them. They're all power-hungry dicks for the most part. I love There's a few of them who are my friends, and I love them.
Aren't you wearing a Back the Blue shorts right now?
No, it's called Zero in Blue, the name of my softball team.
Sorry.
Anyway, the cop tells me to come, whatever, at midnight. So I call a couple people, and they're like, I was like, "Should I get an attorney, or should I go there? Like, what do I do?" They're like, "I mean, if you didn't, just go there and, like, see what they say." I'm like,
yeah.
All right. No one really knows what's going on. I show up at midnight. I'll never forget. I was watching.
I can't believe you showed up at midnight.
I was watching a football game, waited for it to end, and then I went because it was ended at like 11:30. So I go to the police station. This is the one on Hicksville Road. You know that little, I forget what precinct it is. I go in there, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm here to see detective." I forget his fucking name. If I knew his name, I'd put him on blast. But I don't know his name. Fuck him. Detective piece of shit, we'll call him.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
So I get in there, and the person at the desk doing nothing is just like, "Oh, just sit there. He'll be right down." So now I'm hanging out like, what the fuck? This is going to take forever. It's midnight. I got to be at work at 8 in the morning. I'm like, this is ridiculous. He comes finally down, and he's like, "Oh, just come upstairs. We're going to go to my office, and we'll sit down and do the statement, and then we'll get you out of here as soon as possible." I'm like, "All right, no problem, man. Let's go." Walks me up. He goes, "All right, just sit down in here." And I look at him, and I'm like, "In here? It's a holding cell." not with cages. It's a door, but it's got 2 benches along 2 of the walls and 1 wall. There's like 3 walls and then a door, and then 2 of the walls have benches with cuffs on the bench.
What?
He goes, just sit down in here. I'm like, I thought you just want my statement. He's like, yeah, you just, this is where you got to sit. And I'm not even joking at, like, I'm realizing I'm getting arrested. I'm not saying anything. I mean, honestly, I'm young. This is the first time I'm really going through this bullshit, like, other than the beer tickets and shit like that.
Right.
If I had it all over with, I would have been like, what the fuck are you doing? And probably either called a lawyer up or whatever it was. But at this point, I'm, you cops, you trust in them. This is why I don't trust any cops about anything, because he could have been up front and said, I need to do this, and you're nailed. I'm not going to run. You know what I'm saying? When he called me, if he would have just said, you have to come down or we're going to have a warrant out, like, I would have gladly turned myself in. I'm not running, so, like, know who you're dealing with. But whatever. He felt the need to, like, try and connive his way into getting me to do it. He asked me to sit down. Now, he doesn't cuff me yet. I still have he didn't search me. I still have everything.
You have never talked about this on the podcast.
I haven't. I never told this story, but I've mentioned getting arrested at this job. I have. I know.
Yeah, because you got arrested at the job for the thing that we all know about.
Whatever. Because this didn't happen at the job. It was just because of the job. So, the reason why this is funny.
I'm not counting this question as I got it wrong because you.
No, yes, it is. B.
You lied.
You should know me. I got arrested twice. A lot of people know about this. Dunn said it. You got arrested twice, but one wound up getting thrown out.
All right. Go on.
Anyway, so fucking.
I feel like I'm in a holding cell with this long story.
I don't have to finish the
I'm
whole
kidding.
story.
Go on.
So, the guy has me stay there. Now, I'm not handcuffed to the bench yet. The guy starts asking me basic name, address. I'm going through it. Like, I realize I'm getting arrested now. I'm hoping I'm just fucking in and out. I give my statement. They give me a court date.
What's your attitude towards the cop? Are you, like...
Polite.
Polite? Yeah.
Yes. Nothing. If I had it all back, I wouldn't have. But what does that get you? Like, you really have no choice.
Right, of course. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. That's why they got you by the balls, and they know it. So, fucking... He's not even asking me really about what happened yet. He already asked me, and I told him.
What kind of questions is he asking you?
Name, not like just like basic information. He's fucking filling out a form, like the stupid questions they ask you. I hear him get a call. I still don't believe him, but they said there was a call for a robbery, a break-in, or something like that. He's like, listen. I was like, all right, I'll come back tomorrow. I'm not going anywhere, officer. Like, I'll come back. I'm here at midnight. Obviously, I'm not running.
Of course.
He's like, nah, I can't let you do that. I was like, all right. He goes, give me a hand. Cuffs me to the bench.
What?
Still hasn't searched me. So, like, I have all my shit on me, which is why I'm also thinking it's weird. Because I never even got searched. God forbid I was.
What are you saying as he's cuffing your
I go,
hand?
why are you doing this? He goes, I have to leave you here. You can't be, like, free in the office.
You can't be out filling up your
while we get the
your
statement,
company's truck
you
all
have
over
to
the
stay
place.
here. I promise you we'll get back as soon as possible. No, not as soon as possible. This is at 12:30, 1 o'clock this happens. I'm there till 4:30 in the morning before he even walks back into the place. 4.5 hour break.
How's your attitude at this point? Does it change?
I was posting
because
pictures.
I would be steaming mad.
Nobody's around. It's fucking 4 in the morning. Everybody's either out and there's a couple people in. The one lady, they all think you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Every cop who walks by doesn't think has no idea why I'm in there. They look at you like a piece of shit.
Yeah, well,
they're better
they
than
got
you.
that right. But it's like the fact that they just left you in there. That's
this is why
insane.
This is why whenever I hear stories about it, I never give the cops the benefit of the doubt because I know how they are. They don't care, and they all think they're better than their friends. Why wouldn't they think they're better than somebody who's arrested?
Yeah,
it's just a cop mentality. But anyway.
I didn't know you were so anti-cop. I'm learning a lot
because
about
I'm
you
not
during this
anti-cop. I very much support them. Their job's hard. I don't always think it's the criminal. I mean, the cop's
But
fault.
like all people, there's
But
some,
like as far as personality-wise, majority of cops I know, friends and family and not, they're all arrogant. They all have that tough guy and that's just part of the. Maybe it's because of the job, whatever the excuse is.
Whatever it is,
it's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the I'm always right. It's just a different attitude.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
most
this
of them.
story is crazy.
Most of them are like bullied kids in high school who take it out when they get the fucking cops.
Yeah. And they're
But
probably
anyway,
bullied by tough guys like You, chick.
No, I'm a fucking pothead.
So,
I don't give a fuck about
dude,
anything.
when the cop comes back at 4 a.m, whoever comes back,
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is the best part.
Because I would lose my mind. I
But
think.
what's losing your mind gonna do?
I would be one of those crazy people. Get me out of here.
No, but I'm saying, what's it gonna do?
It wouldn't do me anything, but
What I was
would
doing
panic.
was tweeting, taking pictures of myself.
You were tweeting?
They left this is why I said they never searched me. I had my phone on me. So now,
So you were live tweeting from the
texting my
precinct?
mother saying, I think I'm going to be here all night. And I took a picture of my hands in cuffs to the bench.
Do you have that picture still, or did you delete that too?
It's on my Twitter account. It's got to be there. I don't know if you could go back to when I first had Twitter.
Oh my God, I will have to do that.
It's there. There's
Okay.
pictures of me taking pictures. I tweeted the pictures because my boss the next morning, I told him I want to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Because none of this should have happened. But whatever. He knew he was at fault.
What bothers me is this is a worldwide company here that you were driving their truck and they're going after you.
Because my boss kept it under wraps. So the company had no idea about a kid who was at a gas station having trouble getting the card working. I said, let's go, give me the card and let's go back.
What kind of guy, if you're a cop and you're like, what kind of person is like, I'm stealing money from this big corporate
I was
company
on
work
camera. I was at the gas station for
But
an
you're-
hour,
but you're-
going in and out. You could see me with the card in my hand.
and you're in a Sherwin-Williams
yeah, I'm in a
well,
Sherwin-Williams.
So it's like,
so the cop wanted overtime, used me to get overtime.
God.
This is why when
Dude,
people ask me,
this is frustrating.
this is why when people ask me, "Oh, you're anti," I was like, and listen, I'm not sitting here saying I rave injustices because it's not. I didn't get beat. I didn't get talked down to.
Right.
The guy used me for overtime.
Yeah.
But this is why
Where do you think? Do you think he went home?
I think there might have been a break-in. I don't think it needed to be 4
You
hours.
think he's at a
Did you ever
diner?
see those guys at something where it's a false alarm and they're there for an hour?
Yeah.
Like, they milk the clock. They don't make, well, they make a ton of money on Nassau and Suffolk.
Right.
But they make a lot of money in overtime.
Okay.
So it's just,
I think you could have.
and once anything happens with the law, they just assume you're a piece of shit and who gives a fuck about you.
Right.
So, whatever. No, the cops are great, though. Support the blue. So,
It's funny. I see you as like a guy that like.
because I'm not anti-cop. I just
but
think
you're
they
very
are,
anti-cop in this
in this, yeah.
because this is a.
And every time I get pulled over, it's always by a prick. Like, as everybody says, there's a lot of great cops out there. The only ones I know are my friends, and I've never seen them work. So I know that they're good people.
Right.
I have no idea if they're a good cop, like if he's a
Got it.
dickhead
Yeah,
cop
no,
or not.
I get it.
Everybody always says, "Oh, I know my friend." How do you know if your friend's a good cop? You don't work with him. You know how he is with you.
That's Tellelli's got that great joke about cops where he goes, his friends from high school. He's like, "You know me from high school. I'm a cop," and he goes, "Yeah, that's what I'm worried about."
Yeah, but that's the other thing. Most of the people I know who were cops were the ones laughing at Ray. Like, I'm not getting too much into it, but
No, I know.
it is what it is.
Oh man,
That's
so
that stereotype out there isn't for no. It's not like stereotypes are usually out there for a reason.
Yeah.
There's usually some truth behind them. So I get arrested. He finally gets back.
we didn't have to do this game. You could have just told the story, and we
I
would have
know.
filled the time. This is
So I fucking now after he comes back now. Okay, yeah, he's back. We finished the form. He didn't even ask me about what happened.
yeah.
He's like, all right, you can get out of here now. As I'm leaving, this is the part that turned my stomach.
This is the part.
Because you don't. All right, when you get arrested, what do you think happens? You get mug shots, you get fingerprinted. When I got arrested out of Sherwin,
You crying?
no, am I
Are you
losing my
getting
voice?
emotional?
When I got arrested
When I got
the
arrested?
second time, soon as I got into the precinct, you know you're arrested. They print you, they mugshot you. They took pictures of my fucking tattoos.
Wow.
All that shit's in the
You know,
system.
I never even thought about that. Can we get your mugshot?
I don't know what tattoos I have. I don't know if I can find them because they both got thrown out. I don't have a record.
Yeah, I know.
So it was like I
That's
got
unfortunate.
arrested, but because I was able to get a lawyer.
All right, so what
I
turned
beat
your
him.
stomach?
As I'm leaving, he goes, I'm literally have to walk downstairs. He was like, all right, stop here. Fingerprints me. Like, it was the most, it just aggravated me that at no point did he read me my rights, tell me I was arrested. He just basically brought me upstairs, got to fill out the paperwork using my information that I gave him. got a statement from me, and then on my way out the door, mugshotted me, fingerprinted me, and sent me on my way.
I am pissed off for you.
And I get it.
That's insane.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you should have did this." I didn't have a lawyer. I didn't know who to call.
First of all, I would never
because they eventually came in when the lady saw that I had my phone. They took my phone.
Yeah. Okay.
But at first, I had my phone for a couple hours, and I was tweeting, like, showing pictures of me because I knew my boss would see it when he woke up. So I get to work the next morning. I got home at 6, went to work at 8, yelled at my boss. I'm like, dude, I had to sit in a fucking jail because you didn't want to give me the card to go back and pay it because you thought this would fix itself. And it didn't.
That is...
Long story, fucking bearable. Because of it, we went and paid it. Like, the corporate paid Sherwin paid the fucking gas. They dropped it. And a customer of our store was a detective also. He's the one who told me the cop used me for overtime. He's like, that's a common thing that they do for overtime. And he goes, I'll talk to the gas station. I'll take care of it.
There's a few things.
So he paid for my lawyer. No, he didn't pay for it. My boss paid for any lawyer fees that I needed because he felt bad.
Because he messed up.
And the other guy, it got completely thrown out.
Okay.
Like, it got dropped. The other one got pushed down to a misdemeanor and
the one where you were
stealing.
I
I was falsifying business documents.
Okay, well, all right, whatever you say. What bothers me here, though, I mean...
me?
Yeah, I can't believe... Now, listen, what happened to you is insane, and that drives me nuts for you. What makes me nuts in your position... Now, I've done that job. I do these delivery jobs. I know how it works.
I was broke. I couldn't pay for it.
But you know what? If I was at a place like that, I would... I get that you already put the gas in the truck.
It wasn't like I went there and I said cash.
I would have left the credit card with the guy.
I told him that's what you know why? Because my boss is like, I need the card. I didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, but
and my boss is telling me you had to do it.
You're right. Your boss is telling me.
He didn't tell me just leave without paying. He was figure it out. You got to do it. Like, but if you know, like, I can't explain the tone and the insinuation was like, you got to get the fuck out of there.
I know.
We went to high school with him. The one who got me into the company was the manager of that store.
Okay, yeah.
He's now a big dog.
Yeah.
Squeaky clean record.
Yeah.
Big dog
at
that place. But I'm the one who fucking had to take the fucking fall on that.
That's an insane story.
Now, everyone sitting there, who's listening is probably like, what were you doing? Who just does that? Who goes there? I wouldn't have went at midnight.
Well,
everyone talks a big fucking game.
I get that.
Everybody I talked to said, did you do anything wrong? Yes and no. I said yes, but no. Like, I'm not worried. But yes, I technically left without paying for it.
Yeah.
But they're all like, he wants you there at midnight. I don't want cops looking for him. At this point in my life, I'm a little more nervous than I am now. Like, I'm not as experienced or knowledgeable of this shit to where everyone's like, oh, you could have called. None of my friends were all cops. Like, I don't know. At this point, I was young. That
might be a young thing. If
I wasn't super young, I was still probably old enough to know what. No, but I'm saying.
You're 32?
No, I was 25, 24. Like, I wasn't young, but I wasn't. I didn't have a lot of trouble with the law before that.
Of course.
So when you see a cop, you take their words for it. And like everybody we know, trust the big blue. They're not bad. Everybody's uncle, and this one's a cop.
But Chic, I get that,
he said,
and I feel
come
the
down
same
for a
way.
Statement. I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
The second somebody
says midnight.
Midnight is.
But I don't know the scheme to get. I thought maybe that's his hours.
Yeah,
he's got the. I don't know. My parents even said, just go. Why not?
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, I don't know what I would have done.
My parents were like, do you want us to go with you? I said, no. I'm not making you go like at midnight.
Yeah.
They were like, just in case something happens, we'll call a lawyer or whatever. I said, no. They didn't even. It's not like I got there. He's like, all right, now we got to formally.
You had your phone on you.
He didn't even tell me we got to formally arrest you.
You should have called your manager with your phone that was on you.
I couldn't make calls. I was just kind of. I didn't want to whip it out. There was like a lady right there, so I was kind of being discreet with it.
Well, they weren't discreet with you.
It was almost comical to the point where I was like.
So you kind of enjoyed this whole situation.
I didn't enjoy it, but I was bothered, but I took it the best I could. And I was trying to
all right. That story is insane.
I figured it would be funny when I got back to work. Like, John, I got arrested.
It's hilarious.
Whoops, I got arrested.
Whoops. I was stuck to a bench for.
I was stuck to a bench. So that was like my first week there, I didn't get arrested the first week, but because of an incident the first week, I got arrested. And then I left that store in
Your
cuffs.
first week and your last week ended in handcuffs.
Red flags. Yeah. But that just shows I do have the personality where if you tell me, all right, I'm going. Like, I'm not a goody two-shoes in the sense where I'm like.
You have to understand, from the cop's perspective, he doesn't know what you are.
He doesn't know what I am.
But in this case, there is no reason to.
I think he should realize if I'm there at midnight, you could be up front with me. That's
Yeah.
all I asked for was tell me. I'm not the type to flee. If I knew I was getting arrested, maybe I would have went there with a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like, I still would have showed up.
He just, like I say, he wanted the overtime.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
So that's probably like 4 hours
so
of
two
overtime.
times. Two times I got arrested.
They don't call him Tommy 2 times for nothing.
The next questions are really anticlimactic after that one.
I know. I mean, what are we even doing a game for? You could have just said that. I don't have nothing this week.
I realized I never told that story to actually told the story.
Yeah. What do you? I mean, come on. That's.
So, what's my favorite food?
Oh my God.
Is it A, nachos, B, a bagel with butter dipped in chocolate milk, C, tacos, D, any type of crispy/fried chicken?
Well, I feel like it could be all of the above, but
every one of those I enjoy. That's why I put them on.
But what I'm gonna say,
you're gonna get wrong now.
Okay, so it's not the thing that you've mentioned on the podcast.
I've mentioned all of this on the podcast,
but you've mentioned the bagel.
You should also know me. This to me is something that if you know me, Dunn got this right without even thinking about it.
Tacos.
You make me sick.
What was it?
Nachos.
Nachos, okay.
The other one is a snack that I occasionally love and enjoy. It's not my favorite food.
All right, so that's why I was like, see, this is where I don't remember you talking about nachos ever on the podcast.
Done. As soon as I asked him that question, he goes, nacho average eater or something like that, whatever it was.
I've never heard you talk about nachos.
That was the name on the back of one of my softball jerseys. It was like nacho average fucking hitter or something like that. I love nachos.
Where's the best nachos from?
This is a tough question. The beef brisket nachos from the Smoking Owls in Bayshore.
100%
in Bayshore are phenomenal. But that's not something you could have a lot.
They're like sweet.
I am a huge fan also of the Houlihan's nachos.
Houlihan's, all right.
Love their nachos. But now somebody like Chili's with the individual nacho chips that they have there, not the queso and chips, the one that has they're literally individual nachos.
Oh, I don't know what this one is.
You never had the Chili's nachos?
No.
They're
I haven't had
it's
Chili's
like an individual chip with cheese, queso, and whatever on it. Very good.
So every chip has its own nacho.
Well, it's like you pick each, like it's like a plate of, it's not like a scramble of nachos.
Okay.
It's like neatly nacho, like individual bigger nacho. It's like a Dorito figure, but a little bigger.
A Dorito figure, but a little bigger.
Like a triangle.
Wow, you really do
chip.
love nachos.
I do.
What's your stance on olives?
You know what? I enjoy olives. It depends on the mix.
I don't like olives.
I don't love olives on my nachos per se, but I won't. Depends. I also don't like the full. If you cut them up, it's better than if you get like a full like circle.
Right. I have a problem because I like nachos at certain places too. The problem with nachos is you can get a bad nacho. Like
you can get bad nachos.
Like
to me, when somebody makes a bad nacho, it makes me sick because it's like, would you eat that? Do you think that looks good?
But dude, that's Smoking Owls.
The Smoking Owls,
the brisket nachos,
the beef brisket nachos are phenomenal. I'm sure there are places that I'm either forgetting.
Of course, there's plenty of great places.
There's so many good nacho places these days.
The thing with nachos, though, I find,
but it's the first thing I order at any Spanish place I go to.
Okay, see, I went to a Spanish place and you got tacos, so that's why I
probably already had nachos there.
You probably had nachos that day already.
No, I'm saying if the first thing I try at a place to say if I like it is the nachos.
Okay, I love nachos. Fresh guacamole. Do you like fresh guacamole?
Yes and no. It depends on the mood. I like it on sometimes. Sometimes I don't want it on.
And what's your protein of choice?
It also depends on the place.
Okay, so
I'm technically a chicken guy.
lot of
I
particulars.
normally like chicken.
yeah.
Cancun, I go with their beef.
Okay.
Smoking House, I use their beef brisket.
yeah.
Like or
Now
you
you
the
said-
pulled pork you could put on them from Smoking House is good too.
Now you said the Smoking Owls in Bayshore, which no longer exists.
Unfortunately,
The Massapequa one.
it's good, just doesn't come close to Bayshore.
It's funny you say that because I 100% agree.
Anybody who went to the one in Bayshore
And you have to have
knows
it-
that it's not as
also,
close.
you had to have it in house. I feel like.
you can't. Too many people order that place to go.
Yeah.
And listen. I mean, pulled pork is going to be like the brisket. It's going to be good regardless.
Yeah.
But it's night and day.
You got me wanting some nachos now, but
Because I feel like nachos are perfect because you can get it as an appetizer where you pick at it, or you could get it as
They're
a
like a-
meal.
yeah, because it's like a meal, but there's also like chips. Because I like a sandwich. If I'm gonna go to a deli, I get a sandwich and I like some chips.
Exactly.
This combines the meal.
It does.
It's hot. It's cold. It's crispy. It's
Yeah.
You're right. Nachos are.
And I appreciate different places for like Moe's where I could put my own. It's like to me, Moe's is like an upgraded Taco Bell. What you go in there and it's not like top quality
See,
stuff.
I never get nachos.
But
at like
when you
a
go to
place
Moe's,
like that.
they put what you want on it, so it's like I'm making it,
Okay.
and that's why I love it from there.
I've never
Because
got.
I always tell them too, like a little extra queso there. Like so, every time I'm getting nachos from that place, they're done exactly how I want them.
All right, you still on that diet, right?
No,
Okay.
what the new lifestyle?
yeah.
Next question. So you got this one wrong. What a punk. When did I realize I enjoy prostate stimulation? Was I A, in high school? Was I B, my early 20s? C, my late 20s? Or D, in my 30s?
Or was it E, that time that you got arrested? Sure. I honestly have no idea. I don't remember.
How do you not know this? Like, this aggravates me.
I know. Everything I don't know about you aggravates
Because
you.
this has been talked about in our personal
You've
lives.
talked about it
so much.
No. We've talked about it, but I don't remember the story of when it.
So just guess.
Oh, wait.
Give you the answer.
I think I
you
do know.
do know the
I do know.
story.
Give me the A, B, C, D again.
High school, early 20s, late 20s, 30s.
30s.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know who it was.
Yes. And I told you I never enjoyed it or never even tried to until one person I let do it, and they changed my world, and that was very recently.
It's a lot like nachos at a specific restaurant, you know? You
yes.
found the nachos at the right restaurant. And
That's the only reason why I was like, I know I've talked to you about this
You have.
on air and off air. Fucking like you know this question. How old was I when I started smoking weed? Was I A, 16, B, 15, C, 14, D, 13? I'll give you one hint. I was born in 84. I graduated in 2001/2002.
oh, so you're telling me
I'm just giving you I'm giving you a hint so you could try and gauge my age of certain times, which you should know because we're all the same ages in those points of our lives. But
I want to say 14.
ding, 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 9th grade.
9th grade. How many do I have right?
You want to know now?
I just want to make sure you're keeping score. I don't know what kind of criminal behavior you might cheat me out of a question.
You got 5 right. You're 5 out of, and we're up to question 9.
Okay.
So you're 5 and 3. That's pretty fucking good. You crushed what I thought you were going to do.
Good.
But you know what I also told Dunn, because he was pissed that he got only 4 or 5 right? He listens to the show. I feel like because we do like the stuff, some of this I feel like would be easier for you to know, even though I think he probably knows me better. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Number 9.
Thanks for that.
Once while receiving fellatio, I blank A, accidentally peed. B, farted. C, was bitten and bled. D, was thrown up on.
Jeez, another one of those where all could have the last.
Dunn combined two of these answers, and it made me. I was dying laughing last night.
Yeah, I mean, was it did you fart and she threw up?
That's exactly what Dunn said.
I feel like all fellatio.
That's not correct. But I will give you a chance to pick one.
All fellatio with you ends in somebody throwing
up. No.
I think you. This is another one where I kind of I felt something. Did you get bit and bled?
No, oh, that would hurt. I once farted.
You farted. Okay.
I was just too relaxed. And
I got
farted.
it right.
No, you didn't.
I said you farted and got
thrown up on. Well, and then I said pick one, and you said bit and bled. You went completely off. That's wrong.
Oh,
bro.
Okay, all right.
That's wrong.
I thought you said
Dunn goes, I knew you farted, but I thought it ended with her throwing up.
Me too. Like I knew it.
I said I wouldn't have put both. It would have been one thing.
See, you said that Dunn said that, so I was like, that's what Dunn would. That Dunn definitely said that, but farted sounds like something that you definitely have done too, and haven't we all?
Listen. It just happened.
Yeah, I mean,
you're relaxed.
It's not
common. It happened once, and you know what? The person laughed, and it took it like a champ.
One time, I was having sex with a girl, and every thrust, another air pocket came out of me. It was like, yeah, I think she's married with somebody else at this point.
That's not your fault, man. That shit is what it is. Hey, it happens. Air pockets. Happens when you have a small penis.
Trying to get everything I can out of this.
Question 10. What sporting event did I make my TV debut at? A.
Debut?
A Knicks game?
My debut, it sounds like you've been on TV numerous times.
A. Knicks. B. Giants game. C. Mets game. D. I've never been on TV.
Yeah, I don't remember you ever talking about being on
this question.
TV, but
now that I think, I may not have mentioned it.
I would say Mets, but we did have a guy come on here one time talking about jumping over the.
That was Matt Araval.
Matt Araval. I was with him this week. Hilarious comic.
Why are we doing this show in the dark?
Because we started it in daylight because it had to be early, so I didn't have my lights on.
Oh, okay.
Why are we doing this in the dark?
I was curious.
It's like this is. You don't think for hours on end, and then you just realize, hey, we're in the dark. Like somebody just shut a light off. The sun goes down. I'm gonna say never.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm wrong.
Pedro Martinez pitching.
It was the Mets?
No through 6 innings. After the 5th inning, they came back from commercial, and there was a zoom of me, just me on the TV, getting the crowd up with my hands, with my fucking towel over my head, my Mets jersey, cheering on Pedro.
Do you have this somewhere?
I don't know if I still have it.
God, you and your deleting of stuff.
Because I don't care.
I thought you would have said this when we talked about.
I thought I did mention it. That's what the episode I thought of too. I may not have. I'd have to listen back.
Yeah.
They zoomed in on me.
A real problem with talking tonight.
My voice, bro. They zoom out to me and 2 of my buddies. We were right on the third base line, about 3 rows back. We had great seats. That's why you only the fucking lower levels get on TV.
Right.
And then they zoom back to, literally 15 seconds of just me, basically.
Wow.
It was great.
They must have spotted you and like that guy. That's the one.
Yeah, I was getting the crowd up for Pedro, baby.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Well, you went, so you got that wrong.
Yeah,
So you went 5 for 5. But there's
5
a
for
bonus
5.
question.
Oh, there's a bonus.
And this one is, I must give credit to BB for this one.
Okay.
This is one of his favorite moments of the show.
Yeah.
And he wants to see if you can get it right. Bonus question time. Why do I have a tattoo of Iwo Jima on my leg with troops wearing headphones erecting a guitar?
Yeah, I mean, one of my all-time favorite
Done.
times in life, actually, when you sprung this on us.
I want to hear the quote or it's wrong.
Because you respect music.
No.
What?
Say the quote right. I want it correct. You're right, but you quote it.
I have to say it exactly how you said it.
I want the quote. It's a bonus question. This is not throwing out free answers.
Does BB know exactly how you said it?
Yes, he's the one who wrote me and then quoted it.
I thought you said because I respect the
you're
troops.
Right there. And
I respect the troops and music.
It was because I love music and I respect the troops.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Or I support the troops.
I love music. I
love music and I support the troops.
I'm gonna have to go back and double check.
It's Billy BB, and he's a valid source.
All right, well, I'll go back and double check on that because.
But I'll give you credit either way.
Oh,
you got 6
point?
out of 11.
All right, thanks. Those are good, man. Those are good.
The ones you even got wrong, I feel like you kind of knew. And
I knew it,
like,
but I was led somewhere else. See, you kept you preface it by saying like I talked about it on the show. So like the bagel thing you've talked about on the show a lot. I've never heard you talk about nachos. I didn't say it was
supposed to be easy.
Oh, okay. I've never heard you talk about nachos on the show. I've never heard you talk about getting arrested and handcuffed to a.
I said I got arrested twice there. I just didn't go into the story.
Okay, all right. Semantics, huh?
So, all right, that was that's the get to
know.
You know what?
Game. I might have to.
Do you think those are good questions? Like, if somebody wanted to know a little bit about me, those are good questions. Do you think that describes me well? Like, or like if somebody listening just listened to this episode with the answers on that question, do you think they'd get a good grasp of me?
A little bit, but you're such a huge figure that 10 questions aren't gonna get a grasp of you. You know.
Fair enough. Well, that was fun.
That was fun. Now I'm gonna have to come back with you with my own. I am now. I want to challenge your skills and give you 10 questions about myself. See what you can get.
I don't think I'll be good.
No.
I think I know you, but I don't.
Short-term memory.
But it depends on where you go. Mm-hmm. Like what you do with it. Like which way you go.
Yeah.
But I do have some picks that I would like to throw out there.
By the way, before we go with your picks, can I just say something?
What?
One of your picks last week was this Ginny in Georgia thing.
You didn't like it?
For 3 weeks, you kept busting my balls about the Gilmore Girls.
I didn't ask you to watch Ginny in Georgia.
No, you kept making fun of me about the Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls is a PG-13.
This is new Gilmore Girls.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's the same premise.
And what did I tell you when I watched it? I said I wasn't going to watch it. Everybody talked me into it. It was one season, and I loved it.
I watched 2 episodes, and
do you dislike it?
I don't hate it, but I'm like, all right, it's very.
Do you think you know the ending?
I don't think I care about the ending. I think,
all right, so you won't watch anymore.
Yeah, maybe it gets good. It's very Gilmore Girls to me. It's the exact same premise, except the mother's a little more.
Give me the premise of Gilmore Girls.
A mother and a daughter. The mother is from a bad background where a bad divorce. Yep. This one had a bad background, and they moved to like a small New England town.
But that's it. She just came. No, that's not the same thing.
Well, it's.
I get it. It's similar, but this is a good show, and it's not like a basic cable like.
It seemed very.
It's not for teenagers.
It seemed very Pix 11 to me.
See, all right, I didn't get that vibe, but okay, fair enough. To each his own.
Yeah. Okay. You said to each his own like you just made a point.
Well, yeah, to each his own. We all like different stuff.
Yeah.
So, first one, Paradise PD. It is a cartoon.
This is Yucko the Clown show from the Howard Stern show.
Whose show is it?
Remember that guy Yucko the Clown?
He made the show?
Yeah, he's like the one of the head guys.
I don't really know Yucko the Clown. I'm not like I don't know. I know of it, but I don't. Not enough that I would have picked it up.
No, you wouldn't.
So Paradise PD is just an adult cartoon about a fucked up police force with a talking dog in it, but it's fucking hysterical. And yeah, I highly recommend it. If you're into like South Park and Family Guy, I guess, but to me it's shits on Family Guy. Like, I think it's hysterical.
Wow,
But
okay.
it's called Paradise PD. I think it's on its second or third season. The second one is The United States versus Billie Holiday on Hulu.
Okay.
I did not know much about Billie Holiday's
I love
history.
him.
What?
I love him.
You know it's not a him, right?
Yeah, remember Clueless?
Oh, yeah.
The guy picks up Cher, and she's like, "You like Billie Holiday?" And she's like, "I love him."
It's a very good movie. Really interesting story. I highly recommend it. And then the third one is The Day Sports Stood Still on HBO. It's about all of the COVID effects on basketball. It's Chris Paul's like the narrator on it.
Oh wow, is this new?
Brand new. But it's about when they went to the bubble and how the whole shit that happened with
Are you having indigestion right now? There's a lot
No,
of
my voice is like gone. It's like I'm almost not. I'm done. I'm done after this episode.
can see
for
that.
a little bit. But
from talking.
I do. My voice has. You're like surprised. I don't know. My voice sucks. I probably have throat cancer, and I might not be able to do the show. But it's about the whole when the murder happened and
The murder?
well, because it wasn't. I forget the name of the person. It's bothering me now because it's on the tip of my tongue. But either way, it was one of the cop
Are you
killings.
talking about George Floyd?
No, because Floyd sparked a lot of stuff.
Breonna Taylor?
It wasn't Breonna Taylor either. I forget the person's name. Scott something. I forget. Caleb maybe. I don't remember the name. I don't.
Okay.
That's why I don't want to say it because I don't remember it.
All right.
When they didn't play, the person who died in Milwaukee because the Bucks didn't come out and play that day. It's all about it.
Okay.
It gets from COVID into the bubble into that whole day.
Okay.
But it was really interesting because it's from like Chris Paul's point of view and other players and stuff. But it doesn't really go into like the whole injustice thing. It's just about everything that happened and why they stopped and
Got it.
sports and all that.
All right.
Very interesting.
And what was that called?
The Day
The Day
Sports
Sports
Stood Still
Stood Still.
on
Okay.
HBO.
All right, I'm into that. I can watch that.
Take us away, B. I'm done talking.
Yeah, I could tell. I hope. Do you think there's a chance that like around the mid 200 episodes, your voice completely goes out?
I'm hoping it comes back. I'm hoping that it's just been lack of me treating it.
Because I don't think you would get like if we had to put like a robot, where like you just press like
I wouldn't get the same. It wouldn't be good.
No, we couldn't have like a robot.
I used to love swimming. I
I
shouldn't
got
even make fun of that because it's going to be me soon.
Yeah. I was arrested twice. Neither of them stuck. All right. Guys, if you made it this far. Did I say stuck? All right. Guys, if you made it this far, thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Please review us. Mark, we did read your review. I took what you said about he just gave us some tips on how to properly shave a bald head based on his experiences. I will look at Sweeney and Todd to show B the actual blade that we're talking about, and I will take your advice that the other blades are better.
Yeah, my blade's
But
better.
I also like my Bic, so I'm not sold on switching yet.
You wonder why your voice is out. We were done with the show, and now you.
I like to talk. That's why it's never coming back.
Yeah.
I don't ever not talk.
I like talking and I like nachos. And nobody's going to stop me from
Thanks for
enjoying
listening. If you made it this far, please review us. We love the reviews. There hasn't been anybody since Mark, so let's get some more.